You may recall in my last video that I talked about the issue of Christmas business shutdown and whether or not an employer can require their employees to take leave over the break. Once you have identified what your employment law obligations are in that regard, the next thing you need to consider is what you need to pay your employees. There are a number of factors that need to be considered in order to establish what your obligations and rights are. For instance, is the employee's employment covered by a modern award or enterprise agreement? If so, you will need to have a look at those instruments to see what they say about the requirement to pay your staff. Many awards will actually contain a provision in relation to this. For instance, some awards will say that an employer will be required to pay their employee for any accrued leave that they may have, and then, where the employee does not have enough leave accrued, make the balance unpaid. Or, in circumstances where the employee has no accrued entitlements to begin with, then the entire period will become leave without pay. But, as we've said before, not all awards are the same and there are variations. So it is imperative that you have a look at your specific award or enterprise agreement, whichever applies, to check that you are accurately meeting your obligations. In other cases, the modern award or enterprise agreement may be silent on this issue entirely. If you find yourself in this situation, you need to have a look at the contract of employment. Hopefully, there will be a clause contained within the contract which states that the employer can require the employee to take leave, and it can be either paid or unpaid leave. But if the contract does not assist, you should try and negotiate with your employees to come to an agreement. If that doesn't work, you should seek employment law advice to work out what options are available. These same considerations apply in situations where the employee is not covered by a modern award or an enterprise agreement, i.e., have a look at the contract of employment. If that does not assist, try and negotiate with the employee and have them agree to take leave, or seek employment law advice. So as you can see, there is no simple answer to this question of whether an employer is required to pay their employees over the Christmas shutdown period. That's why it's so important that you identify what your obligations are now to prevent any issues over that busy time of year when you've already got a lot on your plate. If you're unsure of what your obligations are or would like assistance, please get in contact with us at Aitken Legal. With Christmas just around the corner, the last thing you want to be dealing with is a whole bunch of HR issues and confusion around who needs to be paid and who doesn't. Being proactive will save you a lot of time and energy later down the track.